I woke up today in the projects, Section 8 housing of Detroit, Michigan. Shout out WCBN, man. Shout out everybody who was there. Great night. Watched that Rams game. Saw one of our friends. She almost didn't make it through the night, but she made it through the night. So shout out Jaden. Let's talk about this. I woke up this morning in the projects of Detroit, Michigan, and I opened my phone. It said Sean McDermott, Bills coach, fired. Sorry, I'm a Diet Coke fiend now. After last night, I'm a Diet Coke fiend. Josh Allen got his coach fired. Actually, let me sip of this. It's great when a prediction comes together. Because I remember we said this. If Sean McDermott doesn't use the running game, if Josh Allen turns the football over, Sean McDermott will be fired the next Monday morning. What happened? James Cook didn't get in enough. Josh Allen, once again, 1, 2, 3, 4 turnovers. Sean McDermott gone this morning. And we'll preface this. I'm not celebrating like Sean McDermott. I don't celebrate people like losing their jobs. But this is just we said what was going to happen. We told the people. I tried. But Bills fans, the last 4 days, Bills fans have been on my head. Talking about Hurts is a bum, bottom 10 QB. I don't know any bottom 10 quarterbacks that have a Super Bowl MVP, most winningest quarterback in franchise history in the first 5 seasons of their career. When it matters most, always comes through. I don't know a lot of bottom 10 QBs like that. I know a lot of bottom 10 QBs that have 4 turnovers in postseason games. I know a lot of bottom 10 QBs that can't beat certain people when it matters most. I know a lot of bottom 10 QBs that get coaches fired. But, yet again, here we are. Bills fans, this is for you. Because we try to tell y'all, Josh Allen is not that dude when it matters most. Bo Nix. But Patrick Mahomes, he didn't suit up. That wasn't Joe Shiesty. Lamar. Bo Nix. So we get to a point, and we're going to talk about the GM as well, because someone brought up a fair point this morning about the GM. We're going to talk about him. But for someone to have top 3 O-line, one of the best tight end rooms in football, one of the best rushers in the game, a defense that improved as the season went on. If you are what people say, if you are the MVP, if you are the unicorn, if you are the second coming, that should be more than enough. Josh Allen couldn't get it done with the number 1 defense, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis. How am I supposed to think that now, without those guys in the receiver room, he's going to make something happen? Albeit against Bo Nix. That is why we picked Jacksonville to win. And Trevor Lawrence, unfortunate, Tre'Davious White, he made a heck of a play on the ball. But Trevor Lawrence, turnovers, paid double in the playoffs. They went home. But that game could have gone either way. Now we get to Denver. Bo Nix, as usual, as on schedule. 80 yards of total offense in the second half for Bo Nix. But what does Josh Allen do? Gives the Broncos 3 points before halftime. Air punts it to PJ Locke late in the ball game. Shannon Sharp, I posted that Shannon Sharp clip of him explaining to elementary casual fans what the Calvin Johnson rule is. If the receiver does not maintain, it does not matter if the knee was down. If the receiver does not maintain possession through the ground, if he had it then he should have come up with the ball and handed it to the official. Jaquan McMillan came up with the ball. I mean, he didn't hand it to the official. He just went to the end zone, did his thing. But it's funny. We fail, especially the Josh Allen fan base refuses to read the rule book. They refuse. Oh, one sec. It's a great day, man. Great day. Sean McDermott. Now for Sean McDermott was 98 and 50. I think, what was it, 8 seasons, 9 seasons. And for Bills fans that are complaining that the GM should have been on as well, which we're about to talk about, let me ask Bills fans this. Let me ask people this. Are the Buffalo Bills any closer to winning right now with Sean McDermott than they would be without him? Just ask yourself. Once again, no Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar. Path is wide open. In the NFC, the only quarterback that you should be fearing right now is Matthew Stafford had you advanced. But the Buffalo Bills, and it's the other thing. The thing that Sean McDermott was supposed to be good at, his thing, defense, faltered more times than not. That we will give Josh Allen. The 13 seconds is probably the best example. The Buffalo Bills defense, the thing that was supposed to be Sean McDermott's craft, faltered more times than not when it mattered most. Once again, are they any closer to winning with Sean McDermott than they would be without him? Hey, we just asked and shout out Joel. Shout out Joel. He made a great point. How the Bills were up, and the defense was the ones that gave up the game. Josh Allen brought them back into it through that pick. You're going to lose if you turn the football over, and we're going to get into everyone that played this weekend that turned the ball over, that people at one point in time tried to say is better than Jalen Hurts. We are going to talk about other people that played this weekend. But for right now, Sean McDermott is tough. Do I think he'll get another head coaching job sooner than later? Yes. Maybe. Don't be surprised if it doesn't happen this cycle, even with all the openings. But there's a short timeline. There's a short window. And the Buffalo Bills window has officially closed. We said it at the beginning of the year. We said it at the beginning of the playoffs. If Josh Allen doesn't win the Super Bowl this year, he never will. Once again, last time we go through this, no Lamar, no Mahomes boy, no Joe Shiesty, Bo Nix. And it's tough. Once again, the thing that Sean McDermott was supposed to be best at, the defense, faltered more times than not. That is Josh Allen's lone saving grace. But Josh Allen, again, 4 turnovers. 2 of them were like, dude, what are you doing? Just trying to do too much. Once again, this is why we don't prop people up for, and regular season is great, but when it mattered most, when you absolutely needed him, didn't show up. Once again, this was a guy in Josh Allen that had James Cook and tight ends, O-line. Like, people act like this man had nothing. But the man behind him was in running for Offensive Player of the Year. Like, what are we doing? Be serious. That's all I ask. Be serious. Just be serious. Just try. Try to be serious with yourself. Patrick Mahomes is the lone example of someone who had absolutely no one. He's throwing to Juju, Mecole Hardman, Kadarius Toney. He's got Jags and Isaiah Pacheco, Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the backfield. Not that great of an O-line. Defense was still at a higher level, but not at that elite status that they once were. And that man went into the Super Bowl in Las Vegas, took it to Kyle Shanahan, came back in the fourth quarter. That, Bills fans, that is an example of when someone has actually nothing. Travis Kelce was dropping passes all season. They said they were going to be first round exits, and Patrick Mahomes found a way to win the game. When it mattered most, we absolutely needed to have him. He came through. Josh Allen Saturday, folded. Choked. Don't ever compare him to guys that rise. Elite playoff risers like Mahomes, like Jalen Hurts. Don't do that. There's no debate. There's no discussion. Because every time, when we didn't even talk about the overthrow to Dawson Knox that would have won him the ball game. We didn't even mention that. But it's a reoccurring theme here. Yes, Sean McDermott is to blame to an extent. But in reality, he's being scapegoated because his quarterback, the guy they see is the unicorn, and he do all this, and I'm not denying, that's the thing. I'm not denying that Josh Allen is an extremely talented quarterback. That's foolish. That's when you start to become unserious. Josh Allen, it's the fact that he is that makes this so frustrating and so confusing as to why this keeps happening. But until further notice, stop trying to do. I take it because once again, I'm not the only one like saying these things. And shout out to Miles Johnson and all these other guys. Philly media. Victor Williams. Shout out to him, man. Philly Pod. Like shout out to all the guys, but like we're not the only ones saying this. Tom Brady has said it. Joe Montana has said it. Peyton Manning. Like who else do you want to say that when the game is on the line, give me Jalen Hurts? I just listed 3 first ballot Hall of Famers. Like who what else do you want? What else do you want? But hey man, I mean it's better that y'all F around and find out. It's better this way cuz sometimes people just, it's unfortunate. But and this is a quick thing. I love how First Take today didn't start with the Sean McDermott news. I love that. Actually, I also love how Dan Orlovsky was not on for that. I found that hilarious. But this is real quick. Stephen A. Smith. I don't think Stephen A. Smith understands something respectfully. We're not calling Stephen A. an idiot. What he said was not that smart. Unless you are the New York Giants or the Las Vegas Raiders, you are not trading your best player in the division to a team that is ready to compete in your division. Saying that the Bills should have tried to trade for Jalen Waddle, respectfully, Stephen A., that was a dumb take. Unless you're Joe Shane, you're giving Saquon away for nothing. Unless you're Al Davis, and you're giving away Khalil Mack for nothing. Like, you're not doing that. That was a short thing, but it's another, like, just a look at mainstream media and, like, I mean, they could talk about any other receivers, Jalen Waddle, Stephen A. Like, that wasn't happening. But nevertheless, and you know what? Stephen A. was right about one thing he said today. Once again, Sean McDermott is being scapegoated, but not by Brandon Beam, the GM. And we're going to talk about him in like 10 seconds. He's not scapegoated by him. He's being scapegoated by his quarterback. Indirectly scapegoated by his quarterback. Because once again, his quarterback did not come through. But let's talk about this. I find it hilarious. I find it funny, amusing to the highest level that someone who, constructed a decent roster, but there's clearly areas, if you talk to Bills, there's clearly areas where this could have, maybe it's DBs, linebackers, wide receivers, even though Josh Allen doesn't really need that, or he's never really used that like that before. It's only Stephon, like, for someone to, not only the head coach gets fired, for the GM to receive a promotion, like respectfully, like Brandon Beam, what have you done? What have you done to earn that? That's just something I would like to point out. Hey, get your money, man, but bro, like, come on, bro. Like that's like if Howie Roseman has been the Eagles GM since he's been it. The Eagles have won 0 Super Bowls, so let's say they didn't win in 2018, they didn't win last year. Nick Sirianni gets fired this year, and Howie Roseman got a promotion. Like, huh? Be serious. Like, be serious with yourself. Now, now that's enough of Josh Allen and all this stuff, and let's talk about. We have to talk about this. CJ Stroud. I'm beginning to think that your low IQ test was extremely valid. I mean, as a Michigan guy, I've seen you lose numerous times to Michigan in big games. I've seen you lose numerous times in big-time college football playoff games. And now in the playoffs, when you're not playing Joe Flacco or the clearly in-over-their-head mid-Pittsburgh Steelers in the wild card round, you fold yet again. CJ Stroud is 0-7 in all the games I just referenced. Regression. Remember as a rookie, this dude put himself in the top 5. I'm forgetting, but he put himself ahead of some guys, including Jalen Hurts. After 1 year? Really, dude? I mean, that's that OSU education. Actually, wait, shout out Joey Bosa again. That OSU discipline, we love to see that, slamming your helmet in the tunnel. Shout out Joey Bosa. But CJ Stroud, the regression you have shown. And I don't want to hear about Nico Collins. Because some of the throws that you made yesterday was simple. Dude, what the hell are you doing? What were you think? Like, who was on the broadcast? Troy Aikman was like, I don't even know what he was looking at there. Like, what were you thinking? But hey, I you know what? This is a little biased, real quick. I'd expect nothing less from an OSU player in crunch time. But in all seriousness, the regression, this needs to be seriously addressed. The regret. Now I know Bobby. I believe it was Bobby Slowick, rookie season OC, where I think CJ Stroud had the crazy numbers, and this is the best rookie until Jaden Daniels the next year. Everybody's like, this is the greatest rookie season of all time, and this is some serious regression. And DeMeco Ryans. First off, this is not really on. I don't really put this on DeMeco Ryans because DeMeco Ryans is a defensive-minded guy. His defense was, argument, you can make an argument, but it's not clear and cut. But let's just say Houston Texans best defense in football. The Houston Texans are the reason they went on like an 8-game winning streak, and for that to be wasted because all the quarterback had to do was protect the ball, and the offense really scored 16 points the week before. The defense had 2 touchdowns. So, couldn't crack 20 points twice in the playoffs. And this is just what we're seeing. CJ Stroud. I know, and it as an athlete, it sucks. You see it, you see his face, he just looked defeated. I don't know what's going on because of his head, but bruh. You're better. I know CJ Stroud is better than this. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully they rectify that. Maybe it's time for a new voice offensively. Get a new offensive coordinator in there. But CJ Stroud, bro, what was it, 7 turnovers in 2 games? Also, on the other side, real quick, Drake May. Joel, shout out, dude. Joel's been cooking, man. Where was that tweet at? Where was that tweet? Drake. It was about how Drake May, low key has it's somewhere in here. It was actually how Drake May. Yeah, I mean he's played solid, but Drake May has been turning the football over. And the only way the Denver Broncos are going to stay in the game next week is if, New England's offense turns it over multiple times and, and we're actually, we're going to lay off that for a second because I want to get into Rams game real quick. But we're going to talk about the Broncos Patriots matchup, and the key is for Denver to have like a remote shot to win after Bo Nix. That was unfortunate. But let's talk about last night. Shout out. I hate she's a fan of two teams. Like, I'm not letting this go, but shout out Jaden. She stood on it. Matthew Stafford. Very solid performance. I mean he was on like 53% of his passes he completed. The Rams, Devontae Adams was locked up. Bears did an incredible job scheming. Dennis Allen until late in the game was in his bag. We're going to talk about when he went off his bag, like incredibly off his game. But hey, the Rams ran the ball pretty decent. They tried to do what they had to do, and it really came down to who's going to make a play, and Caleb Williams. This is great. So we were right about Bryce Young. We were right about Caleb Williams. We were right about Josh Allen and the Bills. We were right about Kevin Patullo. Like what? I mean, this is an incredible streak right now. But I don't think people understand the difficulty of that throw. To be backpedaling. Shout out Josiah Stewart, Michigan man. He tried his best. But for Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, Stewart to be in your face, you're backing up. It's 4th and 4, game on the line. If it would happen to any secondary, it would be the Rams. Because the Rams secondary is not all that. But for Caleb, that was an incredible throw. Kept them in the ball game. And ESPN tried to pull this morning. And I love this guy. DJ Moore kind of slowed up on the route. Caleb clearly expected him to keep going, and DJ Moore pulled an AJ Brown. That's all there is to it. But shout out to the Bears. They did it. Shout out. I've been a fan of this guy since Penn State days. JB, Jaquan Brisker. Dude. Led the team in tackles. Had a big time sack on 3rd down on Stafford late in the ball game. Multiple pass breakups. Honestly, all the safety. Shout out Kyler Gordon. Hey, Nick Sirianni made people think Kevin Byard was washed. And bro went to Chicago and is straight balling out. But Jaquan Brisker. Shout out to the bros, man. One of those great Penn State DBs. He stood on it last night, but it was unfortunate. But Chicago, they'll be back next season. But the Rams, Matthew Stafford, when you absolutely need to have it, he made the throw. And let's talk about this real quick. And we just mentioned it. Dennis Allen, game on the line. Cover 0. Right. So once again, the Rams have Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Colby Parkinson. Cover 0 on 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4 at the Chicago 45-yard line. Cover 0 blitz. Dennis Allen, bro, come on, bro. Come on. If I'm a Bears fan, I'm crashing out. Because as soon as I brought the heat, blitzing Stafford in clutch time, be serious. But Stafford, he read it and saw Puka quick out. I think it was a 1-on-1, and the safety was 10 yards off. Once you play cover 0 blitz, the safety is deep. The safety has to come down, but once again, it's a 3rd and medium. So the safety, by the time he gets there, it's a short out route, and the guy already has the ball at 1st down. That's game. Nevis makes the field goal, and now they're on to the next round, and they're home. But this was a great game. Caleb, I think, had the first pick. He's got to take better care of the ball. But DJ Moore what it looked like did slow up on that route, so I'm gonna give him that. But shout out to Caleb Williams. They'll be back. Been ride or die with this guy since high school. Knowing what he could do, how special he can be. Actually, I remember when Gus Johnson first introduced him, Oklahoma. He came in for I don't know if Jackson Arnold was the QB at that time, but he came in. No, Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler got benched, and Caleb Williams came in, and Gus Johnson was the DC kid, and I was yeah, chat. But this was a great game. Now let's talk about a game that wasn't so great, but a game that I enjoyed just as much. Quick. Niners fans in the back. There's a warm spot on the couch right here behind me. Y'all can fit in wherever you want. Now let's be fair. Let's be fair to Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was down to his practice squad. Once again, it was the same practice squad that Kevin Patullo still couldn't find a way to beat. But it was the practice squad and a competent coaching, Mike McDonald and the coordinator Kubiak. Hey, I mean, this is what's gonna happen. Shaheed, that was beastquake. The crowd was into on the first play. Of course, the Niners would try to trip him because it's the Niners. But hey, Niners are home. There's not much more to it. I mean, just ran through. Seattle's defense is nasty. Cowboys fans in the back, how y'all feel about the DeMarcus Lawrence take? Because he seems rejuvenated. Vintage D-Law. But hey, man, Cowboys and Niners fans in the back, I'm sure you're enjoying this. Real quick on this, Sam Darnold, still something to prove. This is going to be a tough test. Matthew Stafford versus Sam Darnold, ultimate duel. Who's going to come out on top? He did only complete 12 passes. Once again, he didn't need to, because once again, when I keep it a buck, when Jalen Hurts only completes 12 passes and they win the game, a game like that was he didn't need to, because clearly the running game was cooking. Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet, they were cooking it up. So clearly you don't need to throw it as much. But Seattle, shout out AJ Barner. Dude, AJ Barner has been so good this year, especially blocking. I saw a tweet earlier, AJ Barner's blocking rate. AJ Barner has been sensational this season for Seattle, coming of age season. Once again, Michigan guy, we're leaders and best, man. Trying to tell y'all. But it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough test. Matthew Stafford made that Seahawks defense look silly the last time he was out there. Sam Darnold, was throwing picks to D linemen, dropping back in zone in coverage. The last time we saw him out there, still found a way to get the team back and win, but that was partially due to Sean McVay's poor, questionable play calling. Sean McVay actually had some poor, questionable decision making late. Took the ball out of Stafford's hands, ran that BS run 3 times, gave Chicago the ball back, and we saw what Caleb Williams did late in the game. But it's gonna be tough. We'll do a predicts later in the week. But now, let's see what we got here. I want to kind of end this off with Christian Parker. Now, for people who don't know, Christian Parker, Eagles defensive backs coach. I'm happy that he's not I'm happy that he's not a household name. I'm sad at the same time, because what Christian Parker has been able to do with Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, both first team All Pros this year, second seasons. Last year, Quinyon Mitchell should have been an All Pro. Cooper DeJean, arguably best slot corner in football. Actually, he is the best slot corner because the voters got it right, coaches and players. Christian Parker made Adoree Jackson look so much better as the year went on this year. And we'll say this real quick. If Keely Ringo can't get it right under Christian Parker, then you just have to retire. Because he made Adoree Jackson look good. He made Marcus Epps look solid. He's made Reed Blankenship look better than what Reed Blankenship actually is in coverage a lot of times. So shout out Christian Parker. Like, I hope he gets a defensive coordinator job, but at the same time, like, oh, like we want to keep you, we want to develop Makuba and all those guys. But shout out Christian Parker. He's been one of those unsung heroes. But hey, man, Pats Broncos. Last thing we'll talk about Nick Foles. Just shout out Nick Foles, man. Getting Patriots fans' heads before the game. Saying like Patriots have a hard time. Hey, Patriots have a hard time of dealing with backups. Like, where did he lie? But we're gonna go like full predictions later. But real like Pats Broncos, Drake May. In order for the Broncos to have any chance, Drake May is gonna have to turn the football over multiple times, or like the running backs. Stevenson has had a fumbling problem in the season. Like they had like 5 fumbles against the Steelers in like week 3. Like the Patriots are gonna have to have multiple turnovers if Denver wants to stay in the game. And once again, this is not Nick Foles. Nick Foles was a Pro Bowler, starter, threw for 27 and 2. Jarrett Stidham, like, is a career backup. Like, so, I mean, he could do what Bo Nix does, which is essentially do nothing for 3.5 quarters, and then late fourth quarter decide to like turn up and remember that he's a like first round quarterback. But the likelihood of that happening, slim to none. We already know New England's defense is adjusting because Mike Vrabel is a, just genius. But we'll talk about that later in the week. But hey, once again, shout out Bills fans in the back, Niners fans in the back. We got open seats on the couch behind me. Shout out JB, man. Jaquan Brisker. Shout out Caleb Williams. DJ Moore, keep your head up, man. Like, hey, it happens. But you got to keep running on that, man. But, whoa. What? But Twitter is a very interesting place. I'll just say that. Yeah. The Josh Allen PR team. I'm done with this. Let me one more sip of this. Wade Phillips trending. Oh, real quick on this. Wade Phillips. Bruh. Okay. All right. It's time to hop out this joint. All right, man. Hey, real quick again, man. No, we're in a new year, but thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. Whether you're Brandon Graham, whether Miles, shout out Miles. Hopefully, we get to meet someday, man. Like no glaze, but just really appreciate some of you guys, man, supporters of the pod. But hey, it's your boy, Philly Talk with PA. We always keep it a stack. We always keep it a buck. Always keep it 100, man. Until next time.